Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Like I say, sometimes I swear I'm going to do a video that I thought would be fun of my favorite actors of all times. And if you have a favorite actors, you can write down and we could wrap. And if you like this video, please subscribe or do a thumbs up. So here we go in no special order, and there might be honorable mentions. No special order. I like Henry Fonda. I thought he was a good actor, even though his personality, a lot of these are people who, the personality I don't like, and what they are like in real life, but I still like them as actors, is Henry Fonda. He was good in a lot of movies, and from the 60s, I think, through the 80s. I think he died in 82. He was Jane Fonda's. I'm going to do a separate one with women. So, yeah, she would be on my female list, Jane Fonda. So, Henry Fonda was good. He was a good actor. He was in a lot of different movies. In the last movies I saw, he was with Yours, Mine, and Ours from the 60s with Lucille Ball. And he was in Golden Pond. He was in a lot of other movies. And with that, James Stewart. I loved him. He was in he was in The Thin Man from the 30s. That because I like old movies. I'm gonna make a video on old movies I love from the 30s and 40s and 50s. So I'll make an upcoming video of that. That's a good idea. So I like James Stewart. He was in It's a Wonderful Life. He was in It's a Wonderful Life. That's a great. I wonder if he was nominated, because if he didn't, he should have gotten an award, because he was great. He was great in that, playing George Bailey, wanting to die. Spoiler alerts and all of these if I talk. So George Bailey. Another actor who I like that has passed was Robert Redford. He was a great director. I'm also going to do directors and producers in an upcoming video. I liked Robert Redford. He was in what is the word I'm trying to say? Naked in the Park or something like that. Barefoot in the Park. So I'm trying to remember. With Jane Fonda. That was the earliest one I saw. And he also did. I think he did The Way We Were with Barbra Streisand, which he was great in that. He was great in some other ones. He's made so many different ones. Out of Africa, he was great in that. He was in a lot of movies. He was a great, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. That was a great movie. Another one I loved was Paul Newman. He passed away. He was in The Hustler. He was in a bunch of other movies. He was also in a bunch of other movies that I saw. I think a lot of these movies I'll see again to renew. He was also friends with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He was friends with Robert Redford in that movie. He was in a bunch of other movies. I'm trying to think sometimes, Also, who else I liked was Morgan Freeman. He was from the Electric Company, and he made a lot of mysteries. He's still alive. I think he's in his late 80s now. So I liked him. Yeah, he was in a lot of those book movies that were booked, like Kiss of the Spider, or something like that. I'm probably screwing it up. I liked him. Another person I liked was Gene Hackman. A lot of these people are actors, people who were in actor show movies that I liked, because I'm a big action person and mysteries. So yeah, Gene Hackman was in. I'm thinking he was in French Connection 1 and 2, and I loved him as Popeye Boy. I think the first one was better than the second, and he was in a bunch of other ones. He was in a lot of different ones. I think he also was in a lot of Woody Allen. Oh, that's the next person, Woody Allen. I know a lot of people might not like him, but I think he's a great actor. I think he's funny as hell. He makes me laugh. He's still alive. He's in his early 90s. So yeah, he's made a lot of movies like Hannah and Her Sisters. He's made Everything You Want to Know About Sex, but is Afraid to Ask. He was in in a bunch of movies, a bunch of them. The murder mystery from the 90s, which is a funny mystery. Yeah. So he's done a lot of movies, Woody Allen, that I love, and he's a great actor. Another one I like is Clint Eastwood. Who doesn't like that? Him. He's still alive and kicking in his high 90s. Yeah, he's in great shape. you know. So I like Clint Eastwood. He was in Rawhide. That's when you first saw him in Rawhide in his 20s. In the black and white version of Rawhide, giddy up, Rawhide. Yeah, he was in Rawhide for a bunch of seasons, and he was also in the spaghetti westerns, from the 60s, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I love that. I like spaghetti westerns. I'm not really I think they called it spaghetti western because it was I think it took place either in Spain or Italy. The spaghetti western, Spain or Italy. He did his first, he played the man with no name, and he was in the good and bad and the ugly and some other ones. Fistful of Dollars. Did that. He was in also, what's that one with Bridge, Fistful of Dollars, and he was in Lightfoot. Yeah, he's made a lot of movies, and he's a great director, like I said. All right, Tom Hanks. That's Michaela. Tom Hanks. He was in the first time I ever saw him was in Bosom Buddies. He was on television in the early '80s. Tom Hanks. I think he's a great actor. He was in Big. He was in Splash. He was from the '80s. It was Big, Splash. He was in Saving Private Ryan. He did drama, which I think he can pull it off. I didn't like the movie so much, this movie, but a lot of people did. It's not on gonna be my top 20 or 30 because I'm gonna make that top 30 favorite films of all time. But people like this one. I thought it was okay. Save It Gump. Forrest Gump. I thought Forrest Gump was okay. Like I said, I liked him in Saving Private Ryan, I liked him. He was also in, I think, where he was an astronaut. I'm trying to remember the name of that movie. If you know, you can put it down. He plays an astronaut in the 90s. Yeah. And then I said Sylvester Stallone, the Italian stallion. Okay, Michaela, down. I like Sylvester Stallone. The first movie I saw was the Blackfish movie, and I also liked him. And yep, Rocky 1 and 2. I love Rocky, and also Demolition Man. That I'm gonna make a video of all the action stars that I love. Yeah, I love him. He was in Demolition Man. He was in a lot of other movies. Judge Dredd. I never liked that movie, Judge Dredd. I didn't like it, so I didn't like it. Let me think of what other. He's made a lot of movies in between. He's the replacement, not replacements, but he was in those movies where Sylvester Stallone. That's it. Sylvester Stallone, also Arnold Schwarzenegger. I liked him. He was in a movie called Pump. All of these you can look on YouTube or Prime or the library or Netflix. These movies that I mentioned, you can do that, or like I said, you can buy them or rent them at your local library. Somebody's library is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought he's made all these Conan the Barbarian movies. They were okay. My favorite one was I'll Be Back. The first three of the Terminator movies. I liked him in Twins. He was great in Twins, where he was with Danny DeVito. He's another actor I like. Danny DeVito's funny. He was from Taxi. I love Danny DeVito. He's funny as hell. And Denzel Washington, he's funny. He was in a bunch of movies. He was in movies with Julia Roberts, Miss Street. And also I liked, I'm thinking, oh, Matt Damon, he's an actor. He's a good actor. He was in the Bourne Identity once, and he was in Good Will Hunting and a bunch of other films. He was good, good. And Michael J. Fox, he was in Family Ties, and then he moved to all those movies of Back to the Future. I did not like the second one. I thought it kind of sucked, but I watched it. I liked the first and the third. The first one was about 1985. I liked him in that. And I also like Michael, what's his name? Michael Keaton, who played Batman. And also, I'm trying to think of the guy. His last name is Michael. He was in The Streets of San Francisco, if you remember. Great. There's been so many Michaels. I'm not good with names because I have ADHD. Michael. He was in Romance in the Stone. He was in the China Syndrome, where he plays a detective. He plays a camera person. They were doing that. So I like him in that. I liked him in Romance in the Stone. I liked him in Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction's a great movie. So all these movies, yeah. So yeah, and a lot of these actors I liked, and but there's probably tons more that I forget. Like I said, Denzel Washington. There's a bunch of people probably I haven't mentioned that I loved. I'm mentioned mostly on the screen, but there's other people on the small screen I love too. I like the guy who was on the news, Roaring Cronkite. I like Roaring Cronkite. He was a good announcer from the news. He was great from the 70s and 80s. So he was good. There was a lot of actors that I liked. Oh yeah, Stephen McQueen. I like Stephen McQueen. There's a lot of movie stars that I liked. So into my next video, I'll do one on female actresses I like and my favorite movies. And okay, take it easy and enjoy the movies. Bye.